You know, every single day you're faced with a choice. And I'm not talking about what you do for a living or what you have for breakfast. No, this is much deeper. It's a choice about who you are. Today we're going to dive into a mindset, a way of being, inspired by one of the most incredible creatures on this planet. This is a mentality that, honestly, could completely change the way you see everything.
So let me ask you something. Are you a parrot or are you an eagle? Think about it. The parrot talks and talks and talks, but it can never really fly high, can it? But the eagle, wow, the eagle is silent. It just watches. It has this raw power, this willpower to literally touch the sky. It's a massive difference, right? And this difference is really the key to understanding the 7 core principles of the eagle mentality.
All right, principle number 1, solitude. See, eagles fly alone. They get up there, way above all the noise and all the distractions of the flock down below. And this isn't about being lonely. Not at all. It's a choice. It's a deliberate separation. It's you choosing to focus on your purpose instead of just getting lost in the comfort of the crowd.
But flying alone doesn't mean you have to be isolated from greatness. It's actually the opposite. Eagles fly with other eagles. You'll never see one mixing with a bunch of sparrows. And the lesson there is so clear. The people you surround yourself with, your circle, they determine how high you can fly. You've got to stay away from those narrow-minded people who just want to keep you on the ground. You have to find the others who challenge you to go higher, to soar. Okay, next up, principle number 2. And this one is huge. Vision. Get this. An eagle can lock onto its prey from 5 kilometers away. Just let that sink in for a second. 5 kilometers. That's like over 3 miles. That is an insane level of unwavering laser-like focus. And it doesn't matter what's happening. A storm could be brewing, another predator could be nearby, total chaos. But the eagle's focus is absolute. It does not break. It stays locked on that target until the job is done. And that, right there, is what real vision is for us. It's about defining your goals so clearly, with such intensity, that everything else, all the obstacles, all the drama, it just becomes background noise.
So what powers that kind of vision? Well, that brings us to principle number 3, being absolutely fearless. An eagle doesn't care about the size or the strength of its prey. It never backs down. It commits to the fight every single time. And that's a mindset, right? It's a choice. Your problems, they're only as big as you let them be. You have to face them head on. And that fearlessness, it leads right into our 4th principle, tenacity. You know, when a storm starts to roll in, what do most birds do? They panic, right? They hide. They take cover. But the eagle is different. It actually gets excited. It looks at that storm not as something to run from, but as a massive opportunity. So what does it do? It's genius, really. The eagle literally uses the storm's own power against it. It catches that raging wind and uses it as a tool, an elevator, to lift itself higher and higher until it's actually soaring above the clouds. So while everyone else is down below hiding from the chaos, the eagle is up there riding it, finding a place of rest, even an advantage, right in the middle of all that turmoil.
And that, my friends, is the mindset of a true achiever. It's not about just gritting your teeth and facing your challenges. No, it's about relishing them. It's about looking at an obstacle and actively searching for the opportunity hidden inside it. You use that energy to lift yourself to a place you could never reach when the skies are calm and easy. Principle number 5. This one is all about integrity. Eagles never, ever eat dead things. They're not scavengers. They only eat what they've hunted and killed themselves. It's this powerful code of self-reliance. And the lesson for us? It's huge. Stop relying on your past successes. Stop scavenging off of old wins. You have to keep hunting. You have to keep looking for new challenges, new frontiers to conquer. And your past? You gotta leave it exactly where it belongs. In the past.
All right, principle number 6. This one might sting a little, but it's crucial. It's all about growth through discomfort. When a mother eagle needs to teach her eaglets how to fly, you know what she does? She destroys their comfort. She literally rips out the soft, cozy lining of the nest, leaving nothing but sharp sticks and thorns. She makes staying in the nest more painful than taking that leap of faith. And pretty soon, the only option left is to fly.
The message here is crystal clear, isn't it? Your comfort zone, it's not a safe space. It's a cage, and you will never, ever grow in there. Real growth only happens out on the edge, at the very limit of your abilities, when you have no other choice but to find your wings.
Okay, This brings us to the final and maybe the most powerful principle of them all. It's wrapped up in this incredible story about survival and rebirth. See, the story goes that when an eagle gets old, its body starts to fail, its feathers get weak, it can't fly high anymore. It's left with a choice: give up and die, or go through a complete radical transformation. So, what does it have to do? Well, in this story, the eagle chooses rebirth, and the whole process starts with total, complete isolation. It flies away to a faraway place, a remote mountaintop where no one can bother it, a place where this incredible change can happen in private.
And once it's there, it begins the hard, painful work of renewal. It's said that the eagle literally smashes its own beak against the rocks over and over until it breaks off. Then it does the same with its talons, beating them against the stone until they're gone. It's a brutal, violent act of destroying the old to make room for the new. But the sacrifice isn't over, not even close. Next, the eagle has to pluck out every single one of its old, heavy feathers. It's this agonizing process of shedding the past, one painful piece at a time. You know, this whole process, it's described as being incredibly bloody and painful. And that metaphor, that violence, it's there for a reason, because real, true transformation is a painful process. It demands a huge sacrifice. It means you have to be willing to go through that pain, that self-inflicted hardship, all for the promise of a new beginning. And then, after all that agony, comes the quiet part. The waiting. The eagle just waits. It stays in hiding, completely vulnerable, while it's being reborn. This is that time of patience, where you just have to trust that all that pain you went through was for a reason. And then, finally, after months have passed, it emerges. Completely reborn, it takes flight, feeling a power in its wings it hasn't felt in decades. And it soars, higher than it has ever flown before. So, this whole journey, this whole mindset, it really leaves us with one very personal question. We all have things holding us back. You know you do. So, what is it for you? What are those old habits, those limiting beliefs, those heavy burdens you're still carrying around? What are the old feathers that you have to be willing to painfully pluck out so that you too can be reborn and finally fly higher?